What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Gamer Guide Channel. I am Rollin, of course, and today we're going to be talking about some of the new changes going live tomorrow, and one of them is this brand new EMP legendary part. Really cool. It's 315 CPU though, so it is pretty expensive, but has a EMP blast radius of 100, which is great. So in every direction from you, for 100 blocks, you'll be able to stun somebody and totally immobilize them. So you can use that in many different ways, as you might imagine. I'm also going to be showing off a couple of my new robots in this episode, or renovated ones. This is one of my renovated robots, as it's a third generation hovercraft stemming back from this one, the brother ship. This is actually some old footage from way back in the day, back when nanos did damage. As you can see here, I'm helping out this little cool art bot. Looks like one of those beholders. Build actually originates way back from when I built the Electromantis, so it's been around for a long time. I just needed to update it. So on the PCM droid, what I've done to improve it from the last version is, of course, I took out the pilot seat area and took out all the supporting rods and stuff that would have usually protect the pilot seat. Removed that guy and ended up adding a power module inside. So we'll go ahead and pull this open, and I'll just pop that power module out of there. But it sits on the inside here, attaches to the back, and these rods have been redone. Of course, I have added the speedometer, and I added some thrusters for forward and backwards movement, and just reworked the armor a little bit, so it comes out to exactly 1750. It's a fantastic build, as it heals for a really long time with this power module, which I like a lot, and then has SMGs added on, so it's not totally useless against enemies and can fire for a really long time, also because of that nice power module. And its armor to the hilt has 16 electroplates on it, so really a great vehicle to play. But let's get back to talking to some of that new stuff in the game. So back to the EMP module. It does have a 30-second cooldown, so it's a really long cooldown, but it does also work under a fusion shield, or go through a fusion shield, so potentially you and your friends could EMP the enemy out of existence if you guys were coordinating. Now, it's only 3 seconds long, so not super long. There's also some new news that came out for the legendary chain shredder. By the way, these are both legendary weapons too, so keep that in mind. They'll be hard to get in the drop, so you probably want to save up your robots and buy these outright. But the chain shredder is going to be 325 CPU, so it's going to be the most expensive legendary part they have. It does 11,000 damage a shot though, and does 16 shots a second with a single gun, or if you have double chain shredders, it will do 20 shots a second, and it will use the same power consumption no matter how quickly it is shooting. So if you have two of them on your vehicle, which maxes out the fire rate, it's not going to take up any more energy than having one of them, so it's kind of neat in that way. But that is not the only new parts we're getting in this update. We're actually going to get some new diagonal Aerorods, and one of them is just a 2D diagonal Aerorod that is on the X and Y axis, about 3x3 in dimensions. The other one is a 3D Aerorod, which goes diagonal on the X, Y, and Z axis. So that should definitely add for some more interesting build options, and something I'm thinking about putting on one of my vehicles right now for a rear fin. For any of you gamers that are new to Robocraft, there's going to be a brand new tutorial putting in to show you how to use the basic movement types, how to use damage and build and things like that. So that should be very helpful if you have some friends that want to get into Robocraft, but you want to offer them something to kind of get them started. Robocraft is also going to be getting a brand new single player mode, which will be just like Team Deathmatch, only with AI bots on the opposite team. It's 5 versus 5. They're going to be using the plasma lasers and rails. Nothing else, no advanced weapons as of yet, but they said they're going to try to introduce that later. You only get one plus one crate if you are a premium member, so 2 crates if you're premium, 1 if you're not. And you can earn experience in this brand new single player Team Deathmatch mode, but it's not going to be as much as the other game modes, they say. But that is going to be pretty cool if you just want to dink around and actually have a little bit more competitive action versus the single player mode right now, which doesn't really offer much of a challenge, but should be pretty easy still from what I am reading. They've also added a brand new intro movie to the game that you can skip through just by pressing any key, but that should be interesting to see what that is like tomorrow. They've changed the Plasma Goliathon and Laser Leviathan to have one proton nivity, and I think before they were being able to be shot off a little too easy, so hopefully this will make them a little bit tougher. They've improved the graphics a little bit in the play button drop down menu, which should be really nice, and they've also reworked the way that rotors and camera controls work with the flyers, so you won't tilt forward as much and just fall to the ground as a helicopter as easily. Also new in this upcoming patch, they have sped up the animation in loot crates on common and uncommon items, so you don't have to wait as long through everything. The rare items and the other ones will still take their normal times, but at least things will be speeded up a little bit. Rotors and thrusters, when you're using camera controls, they have been fixed now, so you do not tilt down as much. It'll be a little easier to fly and still be able to bomb people without nosing down all the time. They've also given the smallest Tesla blades a 1/100% amount of power it uses, so if you get EMP'd, your Tesla blades do not stay on and active, so you can't just plate up your robot in Tesla blades to protect yourself from an EMP blast. I think the EMPs are going to be a really interesting new mechanic to the game. If you coordinate with other teammates and use those EMPs in coordination with like the Ghost module or Blink module, it could be pretty powerful stuff, especially if you chain stack them, or maybe use them to help take down a tower when people are spawning back in. It's only 3 seconds long, but if you're using Teslas, that could be pretty devastating. So anyway, that is the renovated PCM droid. It is going to be up on the Rollin account on the CRF, so you can definitely go there and check it out. And brand new this week on my Grambler alt account, I put together a hovercraft called the Galactic Guardian. It is a big but a very lightweight hovercraft. It uses 7 hovers, 2 in the front, 3 in the middle, 2 in the back, to kind of give it a great form so you can put side mount guns on really easily. And it's made out of mostly those edge slow blocks to keep it nice and light so it gets up to max speed really quickly. Laser disintegrates are doing great work right now, so I like using those. And then for Alpha Strike, we still got our plasma devastators up front. And I'm going to add more menders to this as I get more CPU, but right now we're a little bit under 1680, and has double radars, and I'll add some jammers to the bottom too. Right underneath the glass dome, I also stack a blink module to help you get around, help you escape, or get up on enemies a little bit faster. But it looks really slick, it's really fast, and it's a great way to kind of tank through some action and get some levels on this. And being fast is going to be important now that we got the EMP module coming out tomorrow, as you can get caught really easily, so you got to be situationally aware, and if you're a mech especially so keep that in mind. But if you guys like to check out this brand new Galactic Guardian, it is on the Grambler account, but it's something that I think looks really slick, and I'm going to kind of try to finish it out with that kind of sportsy look on the back here, maybe putting a fin or something like that on. So maybe you can finish out the styling for yourself if you already have that 1750 CPU. Alright, let's finish up talking about these patch notes. All we got left is bug fixes now. We do have some pretty nice bug fixes though. They fixed a bug, for example, where when you're ghosted, you're not going to be able to see headlights anymore, so you can really be invisible with the ghost module on. They've also fixed railguns, so the red dot indicator will not show up if it's on something that you cannot actually shoot with your gun, so that's a nice change. When building a robot, people will not be able to move their robot up and down and place blocks on invisible spots or place blocks illegally anymore. They fixed that. They also fixed a bug in the CRF where you would get poor user feedback when using invalid text characters in your robot name. That's a pretty interesting bug. It almost seems like that was intentional. They also fixed a bug in the CRF where some players were not able to receive their CRF earnings, and now they will be able to. All the other bug fixes to the game were basically just fixing graphical issues and different parts. I didn't think that was very interesting. I just skipped over that part. But that concludes the changes for the Enter the Shredzone patch going live tomorrow. My impression on it is it seems like it's all good stuff. It'll be interesting to see how the EMP crowd control thing changes the game up and what the new strategies are that use the EMP module. I'm sure both these legendary items are going to be very expensive. I didn't see anything indicating how expensive, but if you've been saving up your robits, you should be able to get some nice parts, or if you're just very, very lucky and get an awesome crate drop, a legendary crate drop. So anyway, nice patch, a little bit of a small patch, but a very good patch, I think, in general. Well, I hope you have enjoyed seeing one of my new robots, one of my renovated robots, and hearing about the patch notes for tomorrow. If you have, please click that like button, as it helps me get more visibility here on the channel and keeps me encouraged. If you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing. I cover games here like Robocraft, Crossouts, Galactic Junk League, and others. In fact, a new game that I've been playing recently that I'll be putting up a video on very soon. But that's going to do it here for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and come back real soon. Look forward to seeing you again here in Robocraft and those other games. Later, gamers!